Good morning, Professor G.
Good morning, Dr. Melissa.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to have another interview with you.
Great.
I have brought lots of questions since the past 1.5 years. I've been working as a doctor in the field of psychiatry and psychology also. And I think that the chance to have some questions and some answers from you will be very interesting to me, but I think also to the people watching.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things that we don't learn in school, and that life, yes, has its challenges. And I think the work you do will help a lot with that. So just for the people that maybe are watching for the first time, can you explain a little bit shortly what are you dedicated to?
First of all, thank you so much for the time you are taking out. I see comparative studies with the ancient approach from East Asia, also what is used in West, and we're trying to help people. My life is dedicated to emotional agility, feelings and moods, that how sound impacts human mind, human behavior. Can there be benefit? Can this help ailments, physical and mental? So, but I am very much focused on the work once was done by Guru Nanak, and it took his school of philosophy 239 years of public trial to give humanity an amazing program on when it comes to the composition of life. As in your world, you're using a program which was around 250 years ago, given by Japan, which is the baseline in the West we are using to diagnose and do therapy. So my program that I am at the moment dedicating my life to is a little older than yours. Of course, the mechanism and diagnostics and therapeutic techniques are very different, but because it's not in the mainstream, or the mainstream didn't look into it, I think this opportunity is an amazing one to compare.
Yes, of course. And so I wanted to first start because your recent work has been around sleep, and you launched an album called Sohila, which is also designed to make your sleep better. And every day I have so much patients that come to me and say, my sleep is so not giving me the chance to recharge. I wake up and I feel tired again. So we have pills, we do sleep restriction with the people, but it's not like, for me, not functioning so well that I would say, oh, this is everything. Which secrets do you have to tell us about sleep?
See, the mental engagement, when you look into the sleep, is not just a physical thing. Insomnia there's a mental triggers. You know, when you worked all day and you're very tired physically, you should be able to go to bed and go to sleep. But then, why don't we do that? And or you worked for nothing the entire day, and you are relaxed and you go to bed and you can't go to sleep. There's something more. Yes, with the pills, you can put somebody into very, you can induce the sleep that way, but that will not cure. It is a temporary solution, but the cure is not there. So in my sector, we look into that, or give the guidance to mind to look into situations very differently. There are 4 moods. As you mentioned, Sohila is a prescription from Gurmat school of sound that will be a healing hand, a helping hand toward people suffering from insomnia and then dementia, and toward Alzheimer. That's a later stage. Now, Doctor, thing is, it is not just that the sound will be playing alongside and you are hearing this, unless your therapist using this prescription can coach you how to listen. You know, you do tell your patient when to take this pill, right? So you are guiding them how to take the medicine. And same way, when Sohila is taken as a therapeutic track or sound, there is a process that how to hear, then convert that hearing to listening, and what it does. So as I said, there are 4 moods. The first mood is called Gaudi Deepki. It is gracefully looking, inspired way, encouraged way, looking into the present in a very light way. It is addressing, okay, this is where I am, this is how I feel now. No, not 1 minute ago or next moment how it will be. No, it is being present, but in a very, like what I say, in the utter dark room, there sometime enters the firefly, and you can see everything very clearly. That firefly is here in this meter of our mood, which we many times feel. Like many times we say, the light at the end of the tunnel. And what it does, inspires you, encourages you. That in present moment you see, no, I can get out of it. But that situation may have in a desperation mode. Here, that desperation mode is missing. The utter darkness is missing. So the mood is contemplating on your reality now, but in a very inspired way. Then second mood is induced in thinking through listening, is called clarity through asa. It gives you courage to be clear. Sometimes we hide behind the shadows, you know. We don't want to address the situations. We put it under the rug. Oh, we'll see tomorrow. I've had enough. But here, being at the moment of reality inspirationally, and it leads you to have that courage, to have that clarity. Then third mood is used in Sohila. There are 5 tracks, prescriptions, original, and in 4 different moods. Yeah. So third mood is when you are clear, at present, you are in this smile, this light is there. You're gonna not feel sad or bad, you're gonna feel confidence. The word in Swahili we hear Hakuna Matata. So now there is a baggage is getting lighter. You are feeling confident, you're feeling sure, you're feeling free in the moment, present moment, which is very inspired, which is with a little smile on the face from the heart. And you're clear with the courage. Then last 2 track in Sohila is the philosophy of the psyche here is address it inspirationally. Can you look into the entire day gone by in the sector of like, what is my rose? I mean, what did I achieve? What was so beautiful? But you are going in past now, and then you see what were the thorn of the day. But not negatively, oh, I should have done it like that. Oh, it could have gone that way. But inspirationally, to inspire yourself, okay, that I gave my best, but if that didn't work, next ever opportunity, I'm gonna do amazing thing. You know, it gives you vision, and it gives you vision of a bud to looking forward to do amazing things for tomorrow. So it's a rose, thorns, and a bud process. Psychologically, it is known amongst the Sikhs or Naad yogis that it is a lullaby of soul. Mind rests and physical body will follow. You will not just rest, you will have your visions, your powers, your confidence with very clear attitude there. And of course, when you are rested in mind, the physical body will follow, right? This is how we work.
This is great.
And doctor, do you mind if I have my coffee
Of
same time?
course.
Thank you.
I will have a sip of water too.
Okay. So it is just like, it's not about wrong and right. It's about everybody's approach,
Yes.
right? You may like to choose one highway to go to Frankfurt or to Berlin. Somebody from Baden-Baden may use a different highway. It is based on suitability, not on right or wrong.
Yeah. So if I understood that right, what Naad Yoga does here is that it induces states, emotions that will help you to get out of all the stress of the day, to process it right, to, let's say, like talking maybe in computer language, to close all the tabs, to and to get then in a state where you are out of desperation mode, where you have inspiration, vision, power, and confidence.
Yes, in the entire program of sound, we use word here Naad Yoga in the West. This is ancient Indian approach, but the school which is pushing this method of ancient India is called Gurmat Kirtan tradition. It's a Gurmat program invented by Guru Nanak for humanity, that there's no need to suffer. There's no need to run away, and there's no need to hide. You can grow your smile. All you have to do is configure from the mode of reality. And he sets up 60 different, he gives, or what we can say, that amongst the gurus in 239 years, they launched that clock of a human behavior should be based on these 60 moods. So the people can see where they are, knowing where they want to be. You know, like you also have heard you practice homeopathy. And you know how you guys diagnose in a detail, do you like salt, do you like this, do you sweat, or the behavior. You're not giving a cookie cutter, oh, you have a headache, you have this. Everything is personalized. In the mood mode, the Guru made it everything personalized. But we need to understand how to do that. Because we are in this new fashion in life, easy way, quick way, drive through, convenient. Therefore, it seems a hard work to spend time to know how to listen. But some things, doctor, cannot be fixed with the pills. And there are many things where we're going to need the pills. So being aware and being free to contribute toward our healthy existence, I think we shouldn't be so rigid. We should be open to adapt to what works for us. And for that, we have to be aware that I need to know.
Oh yes, we should be. We should be.
Okay.
There is one thing that is also really hard for so many people, and which I think you are also an expert in, and it is the rhythm, because circadian rhythm, which we have every 24 hours, a period where we sleep and then where we should wake up, is such a hard thing. What can we do to help people to find their natural rhythm?
See, the first thing is being aware. If you can listen, as Nanak, Guruji is what he's saying, that with the skills developed to listen, can actually cut through any ailment, mental or physical, and it will end up giving you a joy in your hand. But we have somehow consoled this word listening to hearing, attentionally paying full attention to listen to what other person is saying. We think that's listening. No, that is not listening. That is still conscious hearing, maybe. Mm-hmm. Hearing does, yes, you have taken, I picked up the cup from the table, but if I don't know how to drink it, it is in my hand, I have it, but the hearing is that. But from here to there will be the listening. Where hearing stops, listening begins. But how to do that? And we are so trained on exhale, saying things. 90% people are trained when you ask them to exhale, and they have a very long control over it, more than they have on exhale. And that shows their temperament toward listening. How can they take? How do they dissolve the matter? And when it comes to the psyche, when you are afraid, what happens? Your inhale shifts, your rhythm changes. When you are laughing, what happens? Your breathing system changes. Your inhale gets impacted alongside your exhale. So we're not listening to the reality of the what is a core reality, the base reality of ours. And doctor also, the rhythm of ours is supposed to change. If day is monotonous, then what is the point? But being aware of it, to use the rhythm we are in toward benefit, or change it a little bit, the tempo, the lay, the pace of it, that is an art. And we should have been given that by our parents or grandparents. There should have been a core practice at home of looking into the rhythm. But I think if we can develop the listening meter, for example, you may feel hungry and lower on energy, and then you will go to have food. But because you're not listening, you missed the train. You may be thirsty. You are thirsty and you feeding yourself. and you're overeating it. We don't listen to, we carry bottles here, everybody is wandering around the bottles in their hand. I must drink, and they are overloading their system, not listening that I must drink when I am thirsty. There is a thermostat, and we just it's a different approach. And driven by fear. But when you go into freedom, when you know you are the master, you can do everything in a good way, amazing way, because you have an education in your hand. You know how to listen to. I think it becomes beautiful.
So if I listen to myself, I will be able to naturally go back to feel when I'm really thirsty, when I'm really hungry, when I'm really tired, and to go back to this rhythm naturally.
We already know, no? If your thumb is hurting, it's a listening which is sending the brain a signal that it is a thumb, not an ankle. And with water, with the food, with the behavior, with the conversations together, with our sleep, with our emotional and mental health, we are not doing that. I will say, maybe temporarily, humanity nowadays is very insensitive to when it comes to them. When diabetes knocks, everybody's like, it's scary. But they don't listen that it is an eating disorder. Their pancreas can be looked after. There is something which is causing the weakness in the sector because they're not listening. I was talking to you the other day, what is your way to support pancreas in a healthy way? And you were saying depends on what is the outcome. So now you're not thinking as psychologists, you're thinking as homeopath. And in the sector of sound, we are thinking the same way, that your diabetes may be caused by maybe stress here you can't process, that is impacting your pancreas. So, but for that we have to listen. Suniye, listening, gaviye, the expression. The mind is always trying to establish its emotional connection with our physical body. But because our listening is on a low volume or probably muted, and our gaviya is only we want to tell others, and we're not talking to our man. And therefore, breakage of that communication is, we are suffering, right? There is a pandemic of loneliness, emptiness. On people are suffering from it, and 90% issues, I think, mental health pandemic we are going through. And to get out of it, to have a beautiful, successful, a healthy and a happy life, all we had to do, doctor, is listen. It's a simple, because it's simple, people rather go for complicated things.
Yeah, you just mentioned the pandemic, and if you look at the numbers, it's really that 1 out of 5 people through the course of their lives get into depression.
Yes.
1 out of 5, that's 20%. And so my next question is, what about depression? Can we do something about that to prevent it? Or what can we do when we're in?
It's a beautiful thing, trust me, if you see it. Like when you said, Sohila, when you're at reality, but very looking at it positively, not negatively. We usually are looking to everything from a negative angle. We seeing what's not there. and we fail to see what is there. So depression, if you see, this is the center of life, which is fueled by stress. So, okay, everybody gets stress. To pick up a little bit heavier bag, body gonna need stress. It is a chi, or it's called energy. It is concentrated and focused and targeted energy, which what we call in mental health terms a stress. Now, if stress is here, and this is a zero ground, 0 point, and stress goes, you don't know how to manage, you're not listening, and it's creating a drag, it goes this way, we call it depression. We don't want to get out of the bed, we don't want to meet people, the way we are doing things gets slow, we think we are losing the blood pressure on lower level. There are many symptoms. You can see the person's face and the blinking, or the way they move their body, the way they utter their words, you can hear that there is depression. And when this zero goes up, I usually say, when you're living in past, you're depressed. And when you live in future, you're anxious. In both ways, the stress is not managed. And hey, what do you have to do? Listen, pay attention. You don't have to see this negatively. And this is a mental thing. You have to be coached with emotional agility. You need to know how your emotions work, how your mood works, how you're feeling that. If you can be coached how to listen to yourself and then have that communication, how to express, stress will become your supernatural power. Depression is the imbalance of rhythm, that's it. And something which is happening inside, how are you going to fix it with the pill from outside? You can numb it. You can numb it. And days will be on and off. Sometimes thorn can be bigger than a rose, and sometimes bud will be so very exciting that you lose a few minutes or hours of sleep because you're too excited, like going to holiday a night before. You are so, like, that's a bud. And these things, these rhythms will shift. But once you know that this is what's happening, if you know there's a ditch, a 1 inch rotation of the tire, your car can go into it. You're aware of it. What will you do? You'll reverse, right?
But to reverse, or to manage to come out when I am stuck, or when I am somehow not in the perfect way, I need this agility you mentioned before.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit of what is this emotional agility and how can I train it?
Do you speak Deutsch, right?
Yes.
And Spanish?
Yes.
And English?
Also.
Oh, amazing. How many alphabets do you have in German?
You mean letters of the alphabet?
Alphabets, how many? Like 26 in English, I believe.
Yeah, so we have 4 more letters because we have the beta and the vocals with the little dots. So for 26 we're adding for the 30.
You have 30. In Gurmukhi we have 35. In Spanish, how many?
Also the 26.
Also 26. So to communicate, we are communicating. The baseline of your language has got 26 sounds. It's a baseline. Somebody's man developed a basics with the 26 to communicate from one body to another. Just try to understand it that way. It's simple. And in Spanish, the same. But in German, it's not. There's 30. And the language Punjabi I speak, that's 41 alphabets. In Gurmukhi, the code, I crack the sound system and to understand, to bring that within me, there are 35. In the same way, from Man, the source of our life, the inside who's living through this body, have this communication pattern as this, what he used, Naad, sound, to connect with the body, through the body, to express its existence, what it wants and what it needs. And the body is speaking to Man in interaction that this is happening, this is what's needed. They're talking, they're resolving things, they are in communication. Yeah? When you become a master, when you become very good, you are known as Naad Yogi. Yeah? I mean, who knows how to communicate. You sometimes you say, yeah, yo hablo español poco, right? That I speak very little. Or I'm really good at English. I'm really, my mother tongue is German. And you have that confidence. And when you have that confidence, that's a mastery. And that's what a yogi is. But in emotions, like the German have 30, and like Gurmukhi has 35, like Punjabi have 41, and Spanish have 26, the emotion which made the Punjabi, Spanish, German, or Gurmukhi, or English, the origin is not Sanskrit, origin is not Roman, Latin, origin is emotions. Actually, very first word composed and spoken was to express. Inside it was not needed, but from me to you, what I am experiencing, what is my emotional state, to express it to you, I found a word. And that word used emotional grammar through the pitch. Say, if I say, doctor, sit down. If I sit down, doctor, or if I say, sit down, doctor. See, like same word. There is a doctor, there is sit down. But emotionally, I have attributed these words to send a different meanings. What my attentions are, I'm transferring. So in this language, which makes a word alive, are 22 primary alphabets. So when you talk about emotional agility, it's learning about a language that your man speaks, the ancient language, the language your mind speaks and understand and communicate through, is a language of emotions. And you need to understand how to feel them. Like there are 22 emotions, and it's emotional signature, or you say alphabets. See, I don't say doctor, D-O-C, like I'm not using alphabets to communicate. I-A-M, P-R-O, F, prof, dot, S-U-R. We're not talking like that, right? So alphabets are there to construct and compose a sentence. And same way these are 22 emotional signature, they construct a meaning. And we feel them. Those feelings, the primary feeling portals are 12. When you can feel the emotion through the sound, Naad, they make mood. You're happy, it doesn't mean that's it. Happy is not emotion, happy is mood. You're happy because you were gifted a dog and you love dogs. You're happy because you met your mom after 6 months and you really wanted, yes, you had a FaceTime, you were talking to her, but you just saw her and it made you happy. Or you're happy because you were expecting this perfume to arrive, which you placed order on online. It was in waiting and 3 months ago, but it just arrived. So see, it's a happy, but do you see something changed behind? If you don't know which emotions went there, you lose therapy, you lose mastery, you lose control. And that's what happened to us. We get caught up in a language, but it's emotional grammar, nobody trained us. Right? So that is emotional agility. That's what Naad Yoga is all about, or Gurmat is all about. Suniye, listen. Gaviye, express. But through feelings, not mere words. If your partner every day says, "Doctor, I love you," and throws a flower every day, what will that mean to you? The flower is thrown at you and it's just like not even eye contact as the word is, you're just there. You will get very different meaning out of it. It's not the word, it is the meaning. And we are using 50%, we're using a sense called hearing, a physical software we're using to hear the word. We are not listening to take that sound and master emotion. And if you can, it'll be phenomenal. And yeah, of course, it's not Indian or German or English thing. This is humanity we're talking about. Yeah, if you are pinched, it's going to hurt, right? And you think the person from Cambodia, you pinch them, they're going to laugh? Humanity, we feel exactly same way, regardless being white or black or brown or Germans or Indian or Spanish. Why we are not thinking on the ground of humanity? Why we are on male and female and color and creed, and why we segregated? Why can't we go on emotional mothership of existence? So that's what it is. That's the world I am coming in from.
Yeah, because we would have all the same alphabet and the same language if we would talk emotional.
Of course. We do talk emotional. We actually don't talk anything else. For us humans, amongst each other, and for us, we are still talking emotional. This is a different scenario that we don't know. We're not aware, we did not master it. Hence, the disaster happens. Like Dr. Many times you probably said, "Oh, no. You took me wrong. I didn't mean it that way." Right? So the words emotions has been perceived in a wrong way, and you making the correction here. If you can compose that, that will be so cool. If you know and aware and you can use this. Do you see the mentally where we'll get? No?
Yeah, that will be great. And what about the healing that sound can do to us? Why is sound able to heal us and to help us out of these states, like, for example, depression or, for example, anxiety?
I think if there is a comprehensive cure, can deroot any issue and ailment, sound is that. If you're a little upset, you go to your mom and you put your head on her shoulder and the tear flows and the sound is made. You think compared to a pill you're going to prescribe as a counselor is any equivalent to this? No. Do you see what sound does? All we have to do is be aware of it, and it will eliminate the primary cause. What I say, the precaution is better than a cure. So if you know how to prevent a situation before even it knocks on your door, isn't that beautiful?
So we could say expression of emotion is the prevention of the depression.
Emotional agility is your master key. If you want to be successful as a human in your life, in any case, for you to become a doctor, how many emotions you had to manage to have this perseverance, to have this determination, and to again and again, through the hardship, you shifting that more to heart work. You had to do all this with emotional agility. You did not achieve this with the physical force or brain power. Actually, your anchor was your emotional agility. So I am asking my fellow humans to do the same thing so that we can be happy humans, healthy humans, not suffering, not at war.
And you said before that we are not meant to suffer, that there's no need to suffer. But how do we achieve that? Because there will be happening things in our lives which make us suffering.
Your mom and dad, together in their joy, conceived you, right? They brought you to this world and they raised you, right? If they even having their own little problems, they didn't wanted that to come to you. Agreed? So doctor, if your dad or mom sees you upset and sad, you think they're going to throw a party?
No.
So see, understand, the man is the same way. The purpose of our existence here of life is to smile, live a happy life. Life is not suffering. I am not saying the Buddha is saying wrong way. You have to understand his philosophy. Don't take one word from Nanak. Nanak is not against anything, but Nanak is against suffering. He says what comes to you should be an opportunity. Dukh daru. The how to turn what we perceive as a suffering as a healing potion. Right? So smile is, the Guru Prasad is the ultimate goal of existence. How do you get there? Being present, Satnam, being Ik Onkar, the oneness, being without a fear, living without any enmity. When you are in love, then and not constrained by time brackets, how do you pervade, how you come out of the boxes of the phonetic, those lines we draw, how you blossom in every situation from within. That gift is Nanak talking about. That gift is what Naad Yoga or any school. Did you go to school to suffer?
No.
Or succeed? You went to school to succeed so that you can grow your smile, you can live happily ever after your dreams come true, right? So the parents want the same thing. So does the Guru. So does the Buddha or Jesus or Muhammad. Everybody wants you to be happy. So then why are we sad? Something gone wrong, right? Maybe we're not listening.
Could be, could be. That's a good point to say. I should start listening. I should find the point. But I think maybe we're at the point where some people ask themselves, but where should I begin? If I want to start listening to myself and I have no idea, what can I do? Where can I start?
Okay, I will share a beautiful thing. I'll share 3 words with you. First word is inhale. When your mind speaks, you cannot listen to it if you're not inhaling. Because in exhaling, do you see your body? When you exhale, you can say the word. Can you say your name while you're inhaling? Can you pronounce your name to me while you're inhaling? You can't. But when you're inhaling, you can hear your name in the silence. That's number 1. Learn, master, expand your listening skills through, that's the very beginning thing. To sit down and listen to your mind. They've got beautiful things to say. The infinity will talk to you very gracefully. Start inhaling. Number 2, my grandfather shared this with me. 2 words. He said, happy and not happy. I was about 5 or 6 and holding his finger. That's how I used to go to school. He will walk me to school, and I was looking forward to just to hold. He had very fluffy, strong hands. I'll hold his finger and walk to school. And I remember very clearly, maybe I was 5, very clearly, this 1 year he dedicated to me for this happy and not happy. I understood this in my 40s, that 1 entire year my grandfather invested in 2 words, for these 2 words to be launched as a code of my actions for me. Right? Parenting. So I'm walking to school holding his finger, and he says to me, just right before the gate of school, he said, so, dear, are you happy? And I tell him, no. You know what he does? He doesn't ask me anything. He doesn't explain me anything. He said, let's go back home. You may be thinking like, huh?
She's crazy.
Yeah, but he takes me back home. And I remember since that day, with everything he's asking me, am I happy? I found out he will only let me do things if I was happy. If I was not happy, he will not tell me that I don't have to do this, but when he was deciding, he will always refuse. So when I left India, I was 19. I remember a last hug to him. And I also remember he said, this is goodbye. We probably will never meet again. But remember, whatever you do, you only do it if you're happy. And if you're unhappy, it doesn't really matter what it is. Don't take a step. And for that, I had to listen to me. My emotion, my man, I had to feel, is this interview gonna make me happy? If not, I would have said, doctor, some other time. Right? Simple. This is where we can start from.
This is great. But see, after this hour, I will go back to my patients, and I have a question, because some people, I'm sure they will come to me and will say, but if I start listening to my mind, it will be telling me stories from the past which have been traumatic, because some people go through trauma which causes them PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. So where can we start to help these people?
Dealing is a healing. Putting the problem under the rug, not confronting them, those issues which bothered you, is not going to help. They're going to grow, they were going to become monsters, they're going to bite you when you were looking the other side. So creating that environment, that person feels supported and loved and cared for. And to be able to address the situation without a judgment. First you have to prepare situation that I won't be judged. I can speak freely. And that is very important. And once you start addressing the situation, you will see it was actually a big deal. Trauma is a trauma when it's not dealt with. And once it's dealt with, it becomes your miracle, your healing power. It's not just gone. It can be used. I said, don't lose it. Learn how to use it. But again, we'll go back to emotional agility. It is not a memory of a moment. It is a trauma of emotions getting haywire. Once you bring order to them, you'll see it clearly. If your knee is hurting, you're gonna do bandage to your forehead? No. If you're aware the knees are hurting, you will bring a cure to the knee, not to forehead. It's being aware. And how are we gonna be aware? Listening. In environments around us, the families are there, friends are there, partners are there, professionals are there, sitting and talking to a psychologist, a doctor who spent 10 years or more of their life to understand how to create that environment. When patient comes and speaks to you, there's a different level of confidence and trust. And it's there. Why are we not using it? We should be.
We should be, yeah. I think so many people are afraid that they maybe can't get better, or that it won't get better. And I think it gives so much hope that we say life is not meant for suffering, and the mind can heal and it can get better. And I think this is a message that people outside in the world, they need to hear it, and they need to hear it more often.
And I agree with you. Dr. Singh is like, if we can create that environment of listening, and it's okay to be afraid. This is not a sin to have let fear come in momentarily, because it gives us a power to do something. When fear is there, you have opportunity to change your life, to go beyond fear, to be fear-free. There is something we have to do. It's just a basic, is that. What do I have to do? I have to endorse. I have to induce. I have to bring the happiness back. I have to grow that to get rid of a fear. Fear is a possibility, right? When you launch the reality, fear is a possibility. May this, that can happen. It's not there. It's not a reality. It's anxiety attack. So when you launch reality with your logic and with your creative powers, healing is not supposed to be so complicated. If you know how to feel, you will know how to deal. And dealing is a healing doctor.
And you mentioned before that our trauma can become our treasure, our
It
miracle.
is.
Can you give us a little example? Because I think it's hard to imagine how can things that cause me so much pain, how can they become a treasure or a miracle?
I broke my femur from the middle. And everybody is like, oh, so sorry, so sad. But I'm not looking at it. I saw from my previous accident, my leg was very weak. So accident happened, leg broke, pain came in, but now doctor operated and put the steel plate in it. And I'm thinking, it's now stronger. Right? It's stronger than it was before. So it's an angle. My trauma became my positive thing because I dealt with it from a different angle. I could have been crying too. Oh, my leg broke and it's so painful. Yes, it was painful, but my crying were not going to sort it out. I had to think the otherwise to see what good can come out of this thorn handed to me. I was probably looking at the thorn and not the branch at the top carrying a rose either. So it's a perspective. The guru, the master, changes the perspective, how you listen to your trauma. Trauma can become your treasure only when you know how to deal with it, how to use it. Otherwise, it's a trauma. What is a trauma? A situation which is not dealt with, that's a trauma. So once you know how to deal with it, you have professional, you have your loved ones, you have us humans with you. So let's build a treasure.
And so you have also this program called Sound Alchemist. And I think alchemy is about turning something into another thing. And I think you're doing this in the realm of emotions. But how does this work? How can alchemy happen?
Alchemy is a simple thing, doctor. Like when you have a metal and you can do something to turn the metal into gold. I mean, creating a worth. That's alchemy. When you use sound to create a worth in life, when you can use sound and emotions to create smile, that's what I call sound alchemy. We all using it. You are using day and night with your partner, with your patients, with your parents, with the world. I'm saying just fine-tuning emotionally and you can create magic. That's basically it is, what it is.
I have prepared also some myths because, or maybe they're not myths, but they're like common things that maybe a lot of people think a yogi needs to do. And one of it is about nutrition and detoxing and all of that. So I have a question because also many people come to me and ask me, what should I eat? And I was like, no, you're being vegan and detoxing, and is this really the yogic form to do it?
No.
Or should we?
No, it's
something else?
it's just walking canes, crutches we developed for ourselves, chakras, cleansing, detoxing is more harmful than is causing benefit. Harmful because we don't know what we are doing, why we are doing. It is the fear-operated rituals. Do you know you're a kapha, dosha, pitta, or what is happening with you? Is your body culture dry, or is your body culture, is your element of earth growing and fire is dimming? What is your diagnosis? If you're not going to eat any food and only have a water this Sunday, but why? Tell me why. Why to suffer? As I said before, if I'm not happy, I'm going to do it. You're happy, you being happy is more detoxing than anything out there. Your smile is a super cure. Why not focus on being happy? Okay, I like food. I really enjoy it. Makes me smile. And I smile consciously. Right? I'm not addict. I mean, that there is now I'm listening to myself. Listening is very important, and I'm expressing it. I like food, so it gives me smile. But consciously, as a yogi, as the person who have control over his own composition of life. That's what I call yogi. Yogi means capability. When you are capable, if I give you a platter in front of you, you know you are capable to finish it all or not, right? So in Sanskrit, that's a yogi. You have a vision, you have a sight, you can assess before even digging into it that you can finish or not. It's just a word. Yogi is in Sanskrit, the master in English. But why we are caught up in words? Why don't we walk into the reality of it? Right, doctor?
Yeah. So we should start detoxing negative emotions.
Ah, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I will remind that. And what about aging? Are we meant to age, or is there something? If I start detoxing my negative emotion, will I be then doing also anti-aging?
See,
How
there
is that?
negativity is in this question. What are you afraid of? See, why you are here today, right? At this age. Isn't it beautiful? Because many of people didn't make it to this day. Why we are looking age as a negative thing? And what is age? 2,000 years ago, prior to that, how people knew how old were they? And does it matter? I mean, you are fixated how many years of suffering or living with a smile. If you want to remove this age demon, the ghost, the fear of it, just invest into the freedom, the smile, and live. Focus on living, not on dying. The dying is not here. It is a fear. It's not here. Here is the life. And why not living? What a wrinkle gonna do? It's new, you know. You are that. Tomorrow, if there's a line appears or white or gray appears, what does that change? If you were at the so-called in the worldly age of 20 were able to move a sofa, now at the age of 70, you have a power of brain and money, you make other people move sofa. Right? But same time, if you had that wisdom at the age of 20, you will not be moving sofa even then. Even then, it will be other people moving sofa. It's the attitude. Your body is a shadow to your mind. You are what you think. So if you think aged, you are aged, not wise. But if you think, they say young at heart. So Monty Python, they would say, always look at the bright side. I said, nah, only look at the bright side.
That's a good tip also.
Thank you.
I'm convinced it will do some anti-aging.
Don't be afraid. Remember, happy or not happy. There's nothing in between. I think I am. I slept for 8 hours, but I'm feeling little like. It's clear you're not happy. Just don't waste your time. Just be clear. I'm not happy. I am happy. With age, are you happy? You happy to be here at this point of your life, being a doctor, making your dreams come true. So age served you so very well. You're happier than yesterday. And why are you not looking forward to 10 years from here? You'll be even happier. Nah?
Yeah, that's it.